Well, this is Alan Jacobson with First Look. This is an explainer video on our new multi-platform, multi-streaming application called the FIRSTLOOK360, released in February of 2024. This is version 1.1, so this is going to change over time, so there might be slight changes, but we'll do a full another explainer video once we've kind of completed our next 2 or 3 months of updates to this app. But we wanted to get everybody started right now with what's being released with our cameras starting February 2024. All right, so I'm just going to go here so you can see the tablet view. So we've got the camera already started, the blue-green flashing. Takes about 40 seconds to boot. I got some fresh batteries in there, right? I'm going to launch the First Look app. Now you'll see the FL360 app is still on here. So some of the individuals who have the older camera with this app, I've asked them to keep this FL360 app on there if there's videos that they want to keep. Right, once they've done the update, if they keep the FL360 app on there, they'll be able to watch those videos. But we're interested more in the First Look app. By the time you see this, it'll probably be called FIRSTLOOK360. Right? So I'm going to launch that. We're going to come up with a whole new view. If you're used to the old one, this is the new view. This is a fantastic new layout for the camera. And I'm going to connect this one wirelessly today. There's going to be a separate video on how to do this all hardwired, right? So this is basically wireless mode and then some of all of the connections and the features that we have on here. Eventually, when in 2 or 3 months when we have the full version of this laid out, I'll do an actual settings video that goes through every single setting on the software. Today, this is more or less just how to operate the software in operator mode. So first, let's connect wirelessly. So I hit that button, it takes us to the Wi-Fi picker, and we're going to choose the FL360 10986, which is the serial number down here. Okay. There we go. So we're going to connect it. It'll come up and it'll say connected without internet. And then on the Samsung tablets, we got these 3 buttons along the bottom. If you have the Active Pro, I just use the back button. It takes me right back to the application here, right? And now it comes up and a firmware version. It won't tell me until we connect for the very first time physically to the camera. I have done the update. Just ignore the update for now. And then I'm going to choose operator. So I actually have the ability to choose between operator and observer. So for this video, we're going to go in as the operator. So you can have 1 operator and 4 observers. And those observers can be on, Samsung flagship Android phones, another Android tablet. It could be like the iPhone 15. We're actually saying sort of iPhone 11 and above at this point. And then iPads. Also, my iPad, which I'll briefly bring up, is Series 7, 2019. So it's a fairly older one and it works with the software just fine. We do recommend highly with the iPads that you get the USB-C version of the iPad. So now I'm just going to hit the connect button. And now I have a diagnostic check is all good. At the top right corner is version 8.1. It does not need to be updated. That'll update. Screen will disappear with the final version that will be released in about 5 days from now. Full battery, Wi-Fi connected. You'll see all the different things here on the screen. And then I'm just going to hit the start button. And this is going to bring up my office here, right? So a lot of this is familiar to you if you've used the FL360 app before. The circle in the front is our meridian line. The circle is always the front of the camera. That's always the sort of the nub here of the camera. As I rotate with my finger, right, the X is always the rear of the camera, so you can see me there holding the camera. Then you can see in the top right-hand corner, it sort of looks like a radar. That's telling me which direction the camera's facing. So in order to get that proper direction, what we want to have is we want to have the First Look logo here, the red heatsink, or black if it's the night vision camera, on the right-hand side. So when you screw it into your pole, right, we want that set up so that when it gets to the end of the threading, sorry if you don't look at the screen when it gets dizzy here as I screw this on here, So when I get not super tight, if you go too tight, you can actually adhere this thing to you. So not too tight. If it doesn't line up, then we have a tool inside the USAR kit, all the kits, that allow you to rotate, actually just the USAR kit, allows you to rotate this collar. All of the other kits come with a smaller type handle, pole. All right, so once we're in this position, there we go. Now, one of the neat things is you can actually tap that field of view indicator and it brings us dead center again. So I'm just going to set this camera down over here as I go through some of the features of the operator. Okay, so this is the operator. So the operator gets to control lighting, gets to control the audio, gets to control those things. Now, the observer gets to do a few things, which I'll also do in a separate video, but your control operator gets to do most of the operational controls. So, one of the big things is lighting. So if I tap the lighting, it goes to 9. Right? Now, if you have an LR camera, a long-range camera, I can actually hold that button again, and it'll actually go up to 10, and you'll see this little indicator come up on the top. It'll be at full brightness, quite a bit brighter than normal, for about 10 seconds. And then then it dropped back to 9 again. We do that temporarily so that it doesn't drain the battery super fast. You're not running at this light boost all the time. The FL360 original camera, this all will work, but none of the light won't actually go on. So that was a hardware change between the original camera and the FL360 long range. If you'd like to know more about that, we did an explainer video on that as well. So some of the other things that we can do with the camera, as we go sort of top left, as the arrow goes back to the home setting, the eye here brings up all of the sort of overlay on all of the what the buttons do. We do have up to like 6 languages, so in settings you can change these languages so that this pops up in a different language. So I'm going to hit that button again, and makes it all disappear. This one here, this sort of rotating, you can see there, that's our auto rotate. So what that does is it allows me to change, I'm going to turn off my light here, it allows me to change the perspective of the camera. So if I'm doing a normal insert into someplace, I want to basically just use it in regular auto rotate off kind of thing. If I'm doing a vertical up or a vertical down, where I'm not interested in seeing the ground, I'm more interested in seeing, like seeing a parking garage, each layer of the parking garage as I lower it over the side, then I want to have auto rotate on, right? And you just sort of sometimes have to flip that a little bit. And now, as I go down, you'll see that the rotation is now this way instead of this way. So that's the auto rotate. So I'm just going to turn that off here again for a moment. Sometimes you have to move the camera up and down to make it kick into gear. Then, of course, our microphone, very sensitive microphone. Then the push to talk. There we go. Test 1, 2, 3. Turns on the microphone. Obviously, we don't want to have the tablet and the camera this close in actual real life. Recording, as usual, you'll be able to record, right? So 1 2 second recording gets you the entire space, entirely space. Now, the picture at the moment, a change was made, and this is going to change over time. It's a 360 image picture, which is pretty cool, but it has some drawbacks. So if I had actually zoomed in on something, let's go back here, right? And I'm going to go open up the gallery, and I'm going to go to images, and I'm going to grab that image that I just took, right? It's a 360 image, but say what I really wanted to see was these things hanging on my door here. If I take a picture of that, then I send it to somebody, they don't know I took a picture of that. So we're going to be updating this in stages. First of all, the next time the update will be that when I launch a picture, take a picture, it'll remember exactly what I was aiming at when I took the picture. And then you have everything else around it. So if I send that to somebody, they know what I was looking at, it opens up at that point, but then they can look around at everything else. So we're going to advance this over time. We might give you the option of taking a static picture or taking a 360 picture. So this is a work in progress. By the way, once you're in this, you can do all of the other things that come with having a full computer at your hand here, right? You've got all access to all the software and everything that comes with an Android tablet. And this also works exactly the same on the iPad or iOS phone. So I'm going to go back now to the main, connect back to the camera here. So we've taken a picture. We've done that. Let's see here. So as I make my way to the other side of the screen, I've already shown you lights, but there's a little key here that comes up with contrast control. So now I can adjust contrast. Now it's in my office, you're not going to see much difference, but if when you're doing searching, rubble piles and stuff like that, that sometimes a layer of dust collects on everything, and it's very difficult to distinguish subtle changes in curvatures of the dust and stuff like that. So you're looking for fingers and elbows and feet and hands and noses and faces and ears and stuff like that as you sift through the rubble pile. So the contrast is a start. This is going to be an ongoing process of improving that function of the FIRSTLOOK360 app. So look for changes on that. As I further go up, we already talked about the field of view indicator. Then you'll see the battery. You'll see the location. That's just basically the same location services are on. And then you'll see one. So what that one is that we've got one person connected. So if I grab my iPad here now, right, just wake up my iPad, bring it up. I'm going to go here to the FIRSTLOOK app. Right, launch it, connect to camera. Let me just go select it in settings. There's some, it might have done another update overnight here. Let's see, bring up settings, Wi-Fi, camera. On iPads, you just hold the button a couple times, clicks it brings you back to all your apps. Bring back the FL360. There we go. So it's connected. Now I'm going to connect it as observer because operator is already taken by the Android tablet. So as I connect as an observer, start, you're going to see in the top right hand corner that it now changes to 2, right? And then on the homepage, 2. So you're lit up as the operator. So you're obviously 1. And then every other observer will line up underneath the operator. So first of all, the thing is telling you you're an operator, and then it's telling you one other observer is connected. If I go back on the iPad, right, you're not going to see this well, but it actually shows up as observer in green and then a number 2 on it. So I'm an observer and I know that there's one operator or at least another observer on there, right? If I can't select operator when I disconnect, that means that there is an already operator in place. So that's sort of the operator version of the software. I'm just going to go back here and actually I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to change it to observer now, and I'm going to connect and start. Connects to my camera. Now you'll see that there's a few less options on here, okay? I can't control the lighting. That's for the operator. I can still listen. Sorry about that. Listen to what's going on. I can still do my own recordings that recorded to my device, right? And I can still take 360 pictures that recorded to my device. Now, I will go through an explainer video on the iPad because of the Apple architecture. When you take a video or a picture, it shares it to anybody who's on that ecosystem, your laptop, your phone, your tablet. So you got to be careful about that, but I'll go through a full explainer video on that. So as we go through, I can control, so independent of the operator, I can be looking at what I want to see in the space. I can be, zooming in. I didn't show you that on the last one. We did increase the zoom a little bit on this one. You can see the back of my head here. There's the X, right? So anyway, it shows me Again, the battery life, that location services are on, and that's it. So that the observer has a few less options on there, and that's on purpose, right? So they're meant to just observe, to not interfere with the original operator search of a space or whatever activity that is going on with that. All right, so that's a quick explainer on our new software, very quick. Like I say, there's a bunch of settings on here that you can play with. We have, offline maps. This is all constantly changing. So like I said, in a couple of months, when we've got the final version out, maybe May or something like that, I'll do a video in depth on every single feature on this tablet. In the meantime, it's very intuitive to go through and use it and get started with the FIRSTLOOK 360 application. So, as always, if you have questions about the operation of the camera or anything to do with your camera kits and accessories, you just reach out to us, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help you out and answer any questions you might have. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your support over all these years. We appreciate it, and have yourself a great day.